We are back with another episode of Bourbon Blitz. On this episode of Bourbon Blitz, we're going to talk about the Old Forester. Old Forester Single Barrel 100 Proof. This is a black label. They're not out in the wild, very easily to access. This is a club pick from a local lodge. The local hunting lodge was able to secure a pick somehow here in Louisiana. So single barrel, but 100 proof. So you've probably seen the blue label ones, those are the cask strength ones. This is the black label 100 proofer. This is from Warehouse 1, Floor 6. So what I like about these 100 proofers, especially in a pick version, it's even more intense and to me more flavorful, is the fact that it's toned down. Some of those cask strength Old Foresters aren't great at full cask strength. I've watered those down a few times or proofed them down, and they were a lot more enjoyable. Just depends on the mood you're in, but some of those aren't great at cask strength. I feel like some of these need to be at 100 proof or 110 proof would be nice. So that's what's kind of nice about these. If you can grab one of these, it's always it's not going to be disappointing whatsoever. So definitely try and get one of these if you see them, or if you happen to be in Louisville on a Kentucky trip and you're in and around the Old Forester distillery. They're on Whiskey Row in Louisville. Check in there and see if they have any of these. I've heard they sit there a little bit more often than you see them anywhere else. Absolute favorite is the rye, which I'll do another separate one on the rye because I could go on for days about the rye. That one's at cask strength, so it's a pretty hot gal, but man, is she tasty. All right, so let's get on with the nose on the Old Forester 100 proof single barrel black label. On the nose, I'm getting an immediate smell of dark fruit, like a fig or a raisin. I don't usually get that with a lot of the Old Forester or really any of the Brown-Forman products, but this one, that's really nice on the nose. Get a little vanilla there, not much on the caramel, a little leather, a little bit of a richer note there on the leather. But predominantly the fig or the dates or the dark fruit is what I'm getting on the nose. Let's get on with the palate and see what we got. Those fig notes do carry over to the palate. I think this one's very nice at 100 proof. I think it's one you can sit there and not think too much about, but still enjoy those traditional Old Forester flavors. The fig note kind of falls off at the end of the palate. Finish is really good for a 100 proofer. I'm getting a little bit of, this is going to sound really crazy, but on the finish there, I'm getting a little bit of grape, maybe it's the same dark fruit, but instead of it being a dried fruit or something like that, it's like a really juicy grape, or not a red fruit, like almost like just a Welch's grape right there on the finish, which is not what I've usually picked up on Old Foresters. I get that pretty commonly with like Eagle Rare, which we know most of the Buffalo Trace products are fruity. With the Eagle Rare, for me, I always get a great note on it. This one I'm getting the same similar finish. I'd say almost a crushable in the 100 proof range. 90 to 100 proof, those are usually crushable, but this is something that's nice. It's sophisticated enough where you don't have to sit there and think about it, but you can if you want to. So it's got a little extra layer there. Overall, pretty good. MSRP on these are between 65 and 75 bucks. I was able to secure this one for right at 75 plus tax. Local pick, so usually sometimes those picks will run you up into the 125 range. This club did not do that. It chose to keep it at MSRP, which was very cool. And great one to enjoy with some friends. Try it and share it. That's the best way to have our whiskey, is to share with great people and have great conversations. from Bourbon United with another episode. We'll see you soon.